You know, we often talk about that, but we don't talk about like the seed that we're sowing into our own heart and our own mind, and like what we're feeding ourselves. And oftentimes we let tares grow within. And why when Jesus says that, you know, when the tares and the wheat grow together, he's going to cast the tares down and throw them into the fire. Why are we willfully sowing tares into our own self? We sow tares of disbelief and pride and greed and ego and addiction or depression or anxiety or whatever it may be, but God's promises are different than that. And I just really want to hit on that this morning. Like, I find myself often like stopping myself like mid-thought, you know, when I'm putting negativity out there into my own self, and I'm saying the two words that I dislike more than most are I can't, because you can. And if you believe you can, and you have the faith to move the mountains, that God says that mountain is going to move.
That's right.
And, you know, we disconnect from the source and we connect to everything else, especially nowadays with the internet the way it is. And, you know, you go out to eat and, like, you look around and, like, 80% of people are on their cell phone. They're not even enjoying the moment, like, not understanding, like, they're not going to have those people for the rest of their lives. You know, and we disconnect from what truly matters, and we connect into everything else. And usually it's pleasures, or I call them, like, short-term pleasures, you know, like, a lot of people, they prefer the short-term pleasure over the long-term gain.
Right.
And we need to be aware of that. We really need to be aware of that, especially like in today's age. It's not about the little burst of serotonin you get in your mind. You know, it's about the pain and endurance and long suffering for that long term gain, like something that matters, which is God's promise, which is everlasting life.
Amen.
And Brittany and I were talking yesterday, and we were talking about promises, and I'm gonna start the sermon on promises because there's thousands of promises in the Bible, but there's like some that really stick out to me.